So usually we move liquid nitrogen from one of those big tanks into some satellite vessel. And there's a number of vessels that people use in the cryo-EM lab. This is the next biggest. And the advantage of this tank is that it's very easy to pour because it's hinged. And so you can pour out liquid nitrogen quite easily into a smaller vessel. The capacity of this vessel is 25 liters. And so it's quite a bit of liquid nitrogen, and you can use it for days in the cryo-EM lab without refilling. But it's also small enough that were all the liquid nitrogen present to evaporate rapidly, even in a room as small as this, it still wouldn't displace all of the oxygen. And of course the cryo-EM lab is well ventilated, and so the hazards are quite small with this vessel. Now an intermediate sized vessel that's very popular in cryo-EM labs is this. And an advantage of this is that it has a very small opening, and so less water vapor freezes and moves into the liquid nitrogen to contaminate it with ice crystals. However, that's also a disadvantage when you're trying to fill this, because it's very difficult to pour liquid nitrogen into that small hole. So usually these are filled using a nozzle from the big tanks. These are also a little bit large and awkward to use. The next smaller vessel, of course, are these little dewars that can be easily filled, and liquid nitrogen can be easily poured out of a dewar like this. You'll notice that all of these vessels have insulating lids on the top in order to protect them from heat moving into the liquid nitrogen and evaporating it, but also to protect from water vapor in the air freezing and then falling into the liquid nitrogen so that you have ice crystals in the nitrogen. These ice crystals can sometimes stick onto your grid or your tools and give you contamination.